There's so much to talk about. My pleasure to have another New York City athletic legend. And this man pitched, of course, as you know, a perfect game in 1999, as well as has around over 190 career wins and over 2,680 strikeouts in his career, Mr. David Cone. Pleasure to have you.
Thank you. You did your homework, you know, don't you?
It's Alzheimer's, it hits all of our families. And talk about, the significance it has with you.
Well, it means a lot to me because a really good friend of mine, Joe Girardi's dad, was stricken with Alzheimer's. And I know the impact it had on Joe and his family. And I also know how much his father meant to him. His father taught him how to play baseball. His father taught him how to be a man. So, it's very tough when a loved one that close to you just gets stricken with that kind of disease. So, anything I can do for Joe Girardi, I'm happy to help.
To talk a little bit about you and your career. 1988, being a Met fan, I was disappointed with that team because that team could have came and went to the World Series and defeated Oakland the way LA handled Oakland. But anyway, talk about how disappointing it was for you. You had a 20-3 season that year, and that team was just built from top to bottom, maybe more deep than the '86 team.
I think to a man, all of us on that team felt like we should have done more, even not only in '88, but in subsequent years as well. So very disappointing. Had they had the wild card back then maybe we could have come back in '89 and '90. But the rules were what they were back then. We should have done more.
I wanted to ask you too, you've won championships with Toronto and of course with the New York Yankees, and speak about how special it was to win with two great organizations.
I feel very lucky. I grew up with the Mets organization. I learned how to love New York playing for the Mets. They were a good team when I was there, and then when I came to the Yankees in 1995, they were on the upswing, and my timing was very lucky. When I was on the Mets, they were very good, and when I was on the Yankees, they also were very good. So I'm one of the lucky ones around.
To play for your hometown Kansas City Royals two different times in your career.
I did. I got a chance to play with guys like George Brett and Hal McRae, some of those great Royals teams of the '70s and early '80s, and that's a dream come true for a hometown kid.
Wanted to ask you one more question about your perfect game in 1999. Talk about the emotions you were. I hate to use emotions, but during that time, as the 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th inning, how anxious were you getting?
I was crazy. I was nuts, no doubt about it. I realized that it's probably one of the last chances I'd get to do something like that in my career because I was older. I was 36 years old, so I knew it was now or never.